You know the image, right? That iconic white lab rat. It's become a symbol for science itself. But have you ever actually stopped and thought, why is it always rats? What is it about this one animal that makes them the go-to for all of our most important and riskiest experiments?
And it's a really important question, isn't it? I mean, when the stakes are this high, we're talking about testing a brand new cancer drug or figuring out if a chemical is safe. Scientists almost always turn to rats. Today, we're going to get into exactly why that is.
And this is no small thing. Their contribution to science is considered so huge that, get this, in Russia there's an actual bronze statue of a rat. It's knitting a strand of DNA. It's a monument, a thank you, for all the discoveries that their sacrifice made possible.
Okay, so what is the big secret? Why them? Well, it all starts with some biological similarities between us and them that are frankly pretty mind-blowing.
If you could just, peek inside a rat, you would be shocked at how familiar everything looks. Seriously, you'd find these perfect miniature versions of our own organs. A tiny heart, little lungs, a small liver, kidneys. They all work in pretty much the exact same way ours do. And that right there is incredible. But honestly, it's just scratching the surface. The number one reason we rely on rats is something you can't even see. It's hidden deep inside their genetic code.
And here it is. This is the big one. An absolutely staggering 85% of a rat's genes have a direct counterpart in humans. So what that means is that on a fundamental genetic level, we are shockingly alike. We share many of the exact same genes that are tied to diseases in people. And that genetic overlap, that is what lets scientists predict, with pretty amazing accuracy, how a new drug or chemical is going to affect a human body.
So you take those similar organs, you combine them with that shared DNA, and what do you get? Well, from a purely scientific point of view, you get the perfect subject for research.
But hold on, you might be thinking, what about monkeys? I mean, they're even more like us, right? And that's true. But here's the key difference. Rats give us all that genetic similarity, but they come in a small, easy-to-manage package. Monkeys, on the other hand, are big, they're complex to care for, and let's be honest, their use in testing brings up even bigger ethical questions.
So really, it's that special two-part recipe. The incredibly high genetic match, plus their small size and fast life cycle. That combo is totally unique in the animal kingdom, and it's what makes rats the default choice for labs all over the planet. But we have to talk about the other side of this. Because all of this scientific convenience, it comes with a really heavy, really sobering ethical price tag. What's convenient for science is, well, a constant and daily sacrifice for these animals.
And this puts us in a really tough spot. Morally, a lot of people feel that it's just plain wrong to kill any living thing for our own benefit. It's this fundamental conflict that researchers wrestle with all the time, and it's why there are so many rules trying to reduce animal testing whenever it's possible.
And yet, when you're up against the urgent need to find cures for diseases and make sure products are safe for our families, science has had to make a very pragmatic choice. For the sake of advancing human health, rats are seen as the perfect and maybe even necessary option. And that brings us to the final, stark reality of this whole thing. This isn't a small-scale situation. We're talking about thousands of rats dying in labs across the world. Every single day. Their lives are given up in the name of our progress, and that leaves us with a really heavy question to think about. Do the benefits we gain really justify that cost?